Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're going to take a look at another new Mattel Jurassic World toy. It's the Dino Rivals Roarivores Ceratosaurus. But before we jump into the review, if you're liking the channel and liking the reviews, just don't forget to hit that subscription button right at the bottom of the screen right here. Each subscription helps the channel tremendously and I will greatly appreciate it. So getting back to the Ceratosaurus, this is part of the new Roarivores line. All 4 figures in this assortment are all repaints of all the figures that have come out in previous waves of the Roarivore line. This does come in the new Dino Rivals packaging. So let's go over the packaging before we crack this Ceratosaurus open. You got your Dino Rivals logo on the bottom, the Jurassic World, picture for the sound effect, where to push the button. And there is one difference with this package, mine doesn't have it. Some of these are coming similar to the attack packs with this corner added. It says the word new. It will be right here. I haven't seen any like that, but I know when these first started hitting store shelves, most of the Roarivores had that. So there are 2 package variations of this set. Spinning the package around, you got the window for your Dino Rivals card, and you have a picture of the other dinosaurs in the set. And like I said, these are all repaints of previously released dinosaurs, and you have a nice full art picture of the Ceratosaurus on the back. So that's about it for the packaging, so let's crack this baby open. And here is the Ceratosaurus out of the packaging, and like all the other carnivore Roarivores, there is some assembly. The tail comes separate in the packaging. All you gotta do is just push it into the base right here until you hear a snap. And that's it. Your figure is now fully assembled. And since this is part of the Dino Rivals assortment, you do get a collector card inside the box. Get some nice artwork of the Ceratosaurus. And unfortunately, as you can see, just like the older Roarivore Ceratosaurus, this figure does have stability issues right out of the box. Actually, my old Roarivore Ceratosaurus stands pretty well, but I know a lot of people have had issues with their Ceratosaurus standing. I have to use a nickel to keep this guy standing for the review, kind of like I had to do with the Savage Strike Pachycephalosaurus. I mean, that is unfortunate. I kind of wish they went back and maybe re-engineer just a little bit to change the center of gravity so this figure could stand up better. But they didn't. Like I said, this is just a straight up repaint of the older Roarivore Ceratosaurus. So before we take a look at the figure in detail, let's do a couple of quick measurements. This figure is just a hair over 12 inches long from the tip of the tail to the snout, and just over 5 inches tall at the top of the head. The main coloration is a dark brown color, and then you have some lighter splotches of brown along the leg and along the back up to the base of the head, and then around the eye is a dark coloration, and the eye and nose horn are both done in an orange color. And as you can see with the older Ceratosaurus, let me get it out over here, you can see there is a huge color difference between both of them, and as you can see, my old Ceratosaurus stands fine compared to this brand new one out of the box. So let's pull this guy in and take a closer look at the finer details. You can see the head is nicely sculpted with a lot of scale detail, a lot of texture along this whole sculpt. The weirdest thing on this figure is just the odd placement of the anterorbital fenestra, but there's no need to talk about scientific accuracy with these because these are just movie monsters, not made to be accurate in the slightest. And you can see the teeth are painted a nice white color, and inside the mouth you have a nice pink tongue with a glossy sheen on it. Moving down to the hands, the hands aren't pronated, which is actually nice to see. They have articulation, they can move forward and backwards, and they can swivel out. And then going down to the legs, you can see more of those finely sculpted scales. You get some larger ones along the side over here, and going down you can see the toe claws aren't painted, which is pretty typical for most of the dinosaurs in this line. The only thing I wish they did different, I mean, these feet aren't oversized, which is good. You know, like on the T-Rexes, the feet are absolutely humongous. This is one figure that would have benefited from having oversized feet. I think it would have helped greatly with its stability issue. And flipping it over, there's no painting along the stomach. You can see the holes for the speaker for its action feature, which we'll get to in a moment, and there's its scan app code. And going down to the tail, it is articulated just like on the old one. Since it clips in, you can just rotate it around. And the feet, legs can move forward and backwards this far, and they do have a pivot to help with stability and poses. And since this is part of the Roarivore line, it does have electronic sounds and an action feature, and you activate that by pressing this button on its back right here, and you get a few different sound bites. You get the obligatory T-Rex roar, which every Roarivore carnivore has for some reason. And these are the same sound bites that are on the original Ceratosaurus. It would have been nice if they included some new ones to make this a little bit different than a simple repaint. The one thing I do like on this Roarivore compared to the other carnivore Roarivores is that when you press the button on this one, the mouth opens instead of being in reverse. All the other Roarivore carnivores have their mouth open the whole time, and then we push the button, it closes in reverse. I like how the mouth is closed on this one. This is probably the best feature on this figure. And let's move on to some comparisons. First up is one of the human figures. Here it is with one of the mercenaries, and that's a nice size scale. And next up is one of the attack packs, the Mosaurus. And next is one of the Savage Strike Velociraptors. And another Savage Strike. Here it is with the unstable Pachycephalosaurus, and someone on one of the Facebook pages pointed out if you keep the foot back like that on this figure, it does stand up pretty well. And thank you for that tip. Now I don't have to use a nickel on this guy, I just have to use it for my Ceratosaurus now. And next up is the Roarivore Baryonyx. You can just see how those two size up with each other. I actually do have the new Roarivore Baryonyx, the one in the green paint. I will be getting to that review shortly, hopefully. And here it is with another Roarivore. Here it is with a better view of it with its earlier version, the first Ceratosaurus. And here it is with the new dual attack Pseudoceratops. And last but not least, I'm just banging into everything today. Here it is with the battle damage Albertosaurus. So final thoughts on this figure. I like it. It's a good repaint. I know a lot of people get upset that there are a lot of repaints in the Mattel Jurassic World line, but repaints are pretty common in any toy line, and I don't grab every single figure. I'm not a completionist, but I can see people that are completionists, how a constant slew of repaints can be kind of annoying. But yeah, I do like this Ceratosaurus. It is my favorite of the 4 Roarivore repaints. I do like the more natural coloration on this animal. I think it looks really, really cool. My biggest issue is the stability issue. I've heard a lot of people complain about it with their Ceratosauruses. I have the first one. I've never had a problem with it, so I was hoping I would get lucky when I got this one, but obviously not, so I guess I have to use my Pachycephalosaurus nickel now to keep this guy stable on my display shelf. This figure retails for about $14.99. Walmart's the only place that I know of right now that has been stocking them. They actually took a while for them to pop up in Rhode Island. These were out for like well over a month in other parts of the country before any of the Walmarts around me actually started stocking these. They actually put out the new attack packs, Savage Strikes, and new dual attacks well before they actually started stocking the Roarivores. And actually a couple of my Walmarts don't even have a Roarivore spot anymore. Only 2 of them do, so I was very happy to finally find these. You can also order these off of Amazon. As of the time of this video, I don't think they have any on there right now for retail, but I'll leave a link in the description. So hopefully when Amazon gets more of these in, you don't feel like going to Walmart, you can order them from Amazon. And that will do it for the review, guys. As always, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Each subscription helps out the channel tremendously, and I will greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys for the next one.